Today, we're going to be testing out SJW Vanguards once more, and we're going to be discovering his secret weakness that pretty much 95% of you guys watching probably don't know about. So today, we're going to be exploring his secret weakness, which is the cap in his Arise summons. Oh, and by the way, as I promised, we're going to be doing a 45,000 subscriber battle pass giveaway. Well, we already did that, and the winner is with us here today. His name is Mike. Just so you guys know that I'm not copying, this is him right here, Airstrike. That's him right there, and as you guys can see, I sent him the Discord link, and yeah, he's pretty much this guy right here. And yeah, we are going to be giving him the battle pass right now. So okay, here, game passes, no, it's pass, premium pass, gift. We're gonna buy it as a gift battle pass premium. Okay, premium gift that to Mike, and gift. There you go. As you guys can see, we've did a 45,000 subscriber giveaway now. So like and subscribe, because at 50k we're gonna be doing an even bigger giveaway. So yeah. Alright, so now we are here in Infinite to test this out, and what I basically want to show here first is how these summons work, because there's still people who do not understand how Arise works, how all these other units right here work. Okay, so a brief rundown. Arise is based off the enemy HP. So your Arise summons are always going to be 10% of enemy HP. They scale off of enemy HP, which means if your enemies are around 100,000 HP, your Arise summon is gonna have 10,000 HP. The HP of the Bear, Steel, Healer, Belu is based off the damage of SJW. So I'm gonna show that right now. I have 213,000. If I summon okay, Bear, because he's the only one that stays the same, the consistent damage. If I summon Bear right here, he's gonna have what? 657,000 damage, as you guys can see right there, 657,000. If I sell this and place him again and summon Bear, this time SJW Vanguard has lower damage, only 35,000, and we summon Bear, he's gonna have 111,000 damage only. And this is because the HP of Steel, Healer, Beru, and Bear is based off the damage of SJW. So that means if you have higher damage SJW, the more these guys will have, the more HP these guys will have. So, for example, if you don't have Monarch SJW, these guys are gonna have less HP. But if you don't have Monarch SJW, you can have 3 placement of SJW. So you can have 3 of him placed, and you can have 3 copies of Bear, you can have 3 copies of Steel, you can have 3 copies of Healer, and 3 copies of Beru. And the best part, you can even have 3 copies of Arise. So let's say, for example, you Arise your enemies, you can have 3 copies of them. That's one of the reasons why Arise is so broken. So if you know the SJW Mythic, it's actually meta in Infinite Leaderboard, because Arise, again, is based off the HP always of the enemy. So in the later stages of Infinite, when the enemies start to have like millions of HP, like 10 million HP, 20 million HP, the Arise summon will always scale to their HP. So that means 20 million enemy, you're gonna have a summon of around 2 million. 30 million enemy, 30 million HP enemy, you're gonna have a summon of 3 million HP. The Arise, because it always scales based off the HP of your enemy that you have. Okay, so the reason why the SJW Mythic, the one before this, the base one, is meta is because he has an ability called Arise, and that ability always summons, I believe, 20 shadows. Right, it has a cooldown of 120 seconds, so basically 2 minutes, but it always summons 20 shadows. That is 10% of the HP of the enemy you're fighting. So let's say, for example, you're in the very later stages of Infinite, you're gonna have enemies with 90 million HP. So enemies with 90 million HP will have 9 million HP Arise Shadow. So that means at that point, the Arise Shadows become very OP. Because right now, if I, release an Arise summon, they only have 4,000, 16,000 HP based off basically what these guys right here have. So the more HP they have, the higher this is. It doesn't really matter if you have high damage or low damage. Like if I remove that, as you guys could see, and do Arise again, it's still gonna summon the same amount of HP, right? It's still gonna summon the same 3,000 HP. Just have to put a Gogeta here. Okay, so it's still summoning the same amount of HP from those guys. It's still 10% of what these guys right here have, right? It doesn't matter how low or high the damage of your Sung Jinwoo is, right? So that's why Deadeye is actually meta for leaderboards, because Deadeye can crit, right? So your summons can crit as well, which leads to them having even higher HP. Now, a lot of people actually don't know this, but Arise has a cap, and this is essentially the weakness of Arise, right? So the more the HP of your summons are higher than the damage of your Sung Jinwoo, the more expensive they will cost. So at around 640% higher than your Sung Jinwoo's damage, your Arise summon is going to cost 100 mana, right? It's going to cost 100 mana. So for Sung Jinwoo Monarch at max, that's around 3 million HP summons. When your summons are around 3 million, it's going to cost around 100 mana, something like that. Okay, so this is the summon cost of Sung Jinwoo's Arise when the enemies are at like 15 million. Okay, so as you guys can see right there, 100 mana. Let's enable that. So 100 goes all the way down to 82. I summoned one of those, so if we plug that in the number, 100 minus 82, that's around 18 mana. So as you guys can see right there, 1.41 million, that's around 18 mana. Now, if you summon, just for comparison, Bear actually still costs 40. So Bear and all these other summons right here will always cost 40. And they will always spawn with this set amount of HP. So in the later stages of Infinite, like in this current stage, the Shadows or the Arise summons only cost 8. Only costs 17. It does get higher, again, as I mentioned earlier. The HP or the mana cost of those Arise summons will be much higher. So basically, every time the HP of the summons get much higher than Sung Jinwoo's damage, their cost will increase. So I think it's around 640%. That's the max out, 640%. Okay, so I'm gonna replace Sung Jinwoo again here. So by the way, let's actually turn Arise here. Okay, as you guys can see right there, it costs like 100 mana to summon a single one of Shielded Quincy. And this is because my damage is actually pretty low. So if I increase my damage right here, or if I increase my, max it out, the summons will actually cost less. So earlier, it cost like 100. And now, it will cost around... Okay, that cost a lot. Now, that is basically the only weakness of Arise, because a lot of people think that you can spam Arise infinitely, right? A lot of people think that you can spam Arise infinitely no matter the HP of your summons. That will be pretty broken, honestly, but that's not how it works. The reason why that's not how it works is that's basically just put in place so Sung Jinwoo Vanguard doesn't destroy the game, because if they did not put a limit on Sung Jinwoo Vanguard, he would basically make Infinite like 15 hours long. That's how overpowered he would be. Now, I'm not gonna try to explain this even further because I know a lot of people playing this game are kids. So I know a lot of people are probably not gonna understand it anyways. But I wanted to make this video so people understand the limit, essentially, to Arise, because it's not really, broken. Right, so the next video is probably gonna be how strong non-Monarch Sung Jinwoo in Vanguard is. And yeah, I'll see you guys in that video. Peace.